Hello fellow YouTubers and welcome. Today I'm looking at a free ship that was handed out as part of a special mission about just over a year ago, I believe, in the Adventure to the North campaign. Something like that. And anywho, she was free and available to most of us, so most of us have got this ship in our port. It wasn't the hardest set of missions to do. She is a pretty unusual ship. If we take the nose off, right, you've got 26mm upper layer armor, and then below that you've got this 120mm citadel. Very big, isn't it? Very long. Something to be aware of. And 25mm on the front. Not an icebreaker in sight. Okay, and what's the rear look like? Put the mouse out over, and oh yeah, quite wide and flat. Yeah. So she's a smoker, but the amusing thing being she's got short puff smoke. If you look at the equipment, you can see she's got these short puff Royal Navy like smokes that last 40 seconds and have a consumable action time of 16.5 seconds. So I'd recommend dropping to about quarter speed before using it, and then use it like creeping smoke for the first few seconds, and then go static or reverse, and you'll get 40 seconds of smoke. She's got hydro, which is useful. Okay, so she gets 4 of those with this build. I've gone with main elements modification 1 in slot 1 for the modules. In slot 2, I'd probably recommend using engine room protection until you've got the coal, and then probably getting hydroacoustic search mod, so you get an extra 20% on the uptime of this one. Then in slot 3, I've gone with aiming system modification 1 because her bread and butter is her guns. If you have a quick look at those guns, you can see she's got 4 triple mounted 152s. That's 12 guns, right? She's a 12 gunner. 6.8 second reload, not bad. With a range of 18.1 kilometers, which is quite long range for a tier 8 cruiser, to be brutally honest. Shell velocity is really good too, 950 millimeters a second. I'm expecting quite flat arcs, but I have never used this ship, so I'm just going to take her for a spin today and we'll see what we can get out of her. Maximum dispersion is quite tight, 147 meters. Turret turn time 25 seconds, but it's only AP. It's this B36 improved AP angles AP, right? 3,300 damage a pop. Strong guns, I would say, but I'll be the judge of that. We'll take her for a spin and see what gives. She has got torpedoes as well, but they're only 4-kilometer torps, so they're just there if someone tries to YOLO you. You might give them a nasty surprise, or you decide to catch a battleship round an island, but I wouldn't recommend using them as the main thing. Depth charge airstrike, 2 attack flights that go to 7 kilometers. That's quite useful to have. Decent AA, but these days AA counts for dick. I'd like Wargaming to implement some AA buffs, because honestly AA is pretty junk, especially in the current carrier meta. Maneuverability 34.7 knots, which is pretty quick. Rudder shift of 6.5 seconds, a turning circle of 760 meters, and a concealment of 11.3 kilometers. So yes, aiming system modification 1 in slot 3. In slot 4, propulsion modification 1 to give her more acceleration and deceleration, and then concealment system modification 1 in slot 5. And then if we look at the concealment, we get it down to 11.3 with that. And let's have a look at the captain's build. I went with consumable specialist to enhance the consumables as my first pick. Then I went with priority target to give us lots of useful information about how much trouble we're in. Then I went with superintendent, then concealment expert, and then adrenaline rush. That's my first 13 points spent right there. Where I go next is survivability expert, if I can hold my mouse straight. Followed by outnumbered, okay, to get the dispersion down and the ship speed up. And then I finally finish with grease the gears. That would be my 21-point build for this ship. Anyway, without more ado, let's take it for a spin. So I'm on the map Big Race, it's domination mode, and I'm in the Pozharsky, which was available as a freebie from a mission to the North Pole, something like that, last year. She's an old ship, and I've never used her before, which is kind of funny, really. I don't know why I haven't used this ship, but she's just been sat in my dock gathering dust. I'm just going to chuck the circles on because I'd like to know a bit more information about the hydro range. Don't really need to know about the AA and the secondary. Don't let anyone fool you into thinking it's a noob thing. It's a good idea to know exactly how long range your hydro is sometimes by a quick glance to the mini-map rather than actually having to put your arrow on your icon, especially when things get a bit heated. So yeah, she's got 5 kilometer hydro, 77 kilometer anti-sub, and pretty decent guns from what I've been told, but we'll see, we'll see. Yeah, 152 millimeter. Good range on those, 18.1 kilometers. Okay. For a tier 8, that's strong. And I seem to be somewhat isolated. I'm going into A on my own. I do have a Vladivostok with me, but he's quite a long way back. Not the longest range guns on a battleship, that one, so I'm hoping I can count on his support. You know the weird thing about this game? I've just noticed. We have no destroyers! So, I guess I'm the destroyer, right? Oh god. Okay, fine. Fine. Okay, Karga spotted me briefly there, didn't he? And then backed off fast. I don't think the AA is that great on this ship, but then is it great on any ship? We need an AA rework. We need our AA buff wargaming. We really do. Okay. Carolina looks like he's fired on me. Uh-oh. This could be a really short match, actually. Yeah. How the hell did I get away with that? Fine. Alright. Magic Russian armor, right? And I just killed an island. Yeah, we're doing well here. And I just laid a smoke. Alright. Bayard over there. The shells are quite fast, aren't they? And they're quite low trajectory. I managed to land 6 there, and that was snapfire. I didn't have long to look at the Bayard there, so snapfire got me 6 hits. Not bad. I see potential. I think the guns are good. Smoke isn't particularly long lasting, but we get 4 more after this one, so short puff smoke. Alright. Royal Navy style. I do like the fact that you've got these really long range guns. She's a mid to long range kind of sniper. And decent damage. Yeah, 4K there. Not bad. Into the upper rail on the North Carolina. Consistent. Okay, carrier did a torpedo drop on me. Of course he did. I'm being fired on by something in smoke over there, so that's nice. Well, I'm going dark anyway, so I might as well put the fire out. So they've capped C. The Vladivostok's going into A. And I seem to be hanging around the midfield right now, being continuously lit by the carrier. I really hate CVs. They really ruin a man's experience of the game, don't they? I mean, there is a rework coming, but from what I've heard and what I've read so far about the CV rework, it doesn't sound like it's going to be particularly favourable. I think we all want mini-map spotting, don't we? And stronger AA. That's the message I think Wargaming needs to take on board, rather than constantly being lit by fighter patrols and stuff. I mean, I've heard that what they're going to implement is not going to help destroyers at all, especially torpedo boats destroyers, because they're going to have a new way of spotting torpedoes. They're adding a new submarine, what was it, submarine torpedo surveillance system that also spots conventional torpedoes. Great, right? We got hydro, guys. We don't need that shit. We've got hydro. Okay, there's the Auckland. And he just took out... the Turbits took out our Vladivostok. Alright. Okay, our Turbits just took out their Bayard. Come on, show me some broadside. Show me some broadsides. Yeah, that's... now we're talking. Now we're cooking. Come on. Yes. Wow. 4 citadels. Okay, alright. Big fan, big fan. And another citadel and he's down. Okay. So, what I just gathered from that is this ship is incredibly good at dealing with light cruisers. Which is interesting actually, because I'm running a Pan-Asian light cruiser line at the moment. I'm doing reviews on that. That'll be coming up in the next few months. So, I'd say few months. I think, let me see. No, we're about 3 weeks away from my my Pan-Asian light cruiser review, to be honest. I thought I'd start with those this year and then move on up to the French. I finished a honorary line to get the tier 10 honorary. And I have another look and see. I mean, I haven't ground out the French battleships. I haven't ground out the Montana off the American tree, so that might be worth going for. I've heard she's an old ship, but I've heard she's still a lot of fun, so getting some good hits into the Tirpitz there. In North Carolina, let's see if we can herd him some more. No one's looking at me out here. I kind of like this spot, and I think the main reason I like this spot is this big island in front of me. It's very useful for keeping me safe. But having the short puff smoke kind of helps too. Yeah, we're getting some serious numbers on this guy. He speeded up. Don't do it, man. Oh, I hate it when that happens. Blimey. Okay, so we've just got their Tirpitz and their cargo to deal with. Oh, mate. Alright, fine. So Tirpitz is down at A. I have literally just spent the entire match so far just around this island, haven't I? Kind of funny. I mean, you'll probably notice if you do tier 10 in randoms that there aren't a lot of people playing cruisers. In fact, you don't see very many in rank, to be honest. This is unusual, seeing 2 cruisers aside. Mainly because they're so difficult to play compared to a battleship. You have to have your wits about you, because if you get it wrong, you get dev struck out of the game, you know. It's not an easy class to play at all. I mean, you probably gathered from my videos I'm more of a destroyer main, personally. But I do like my cruisers, and I do like my battleships. Alright. And this ship, for a freebie, is actually quite strong. I'm quite impressed. She's alright. Decent. I'm counting on the West Bowden to keep the Tirpitz lit for me. And I'm not sure he's going to do that. Got that wrong, didn't I? Yeah, slowed down a lot more than I did before you drop a smoke, right? Because I've left myself out of smoke and in a rather vulnerable position. Mind you, first go in the ship, right? So bear that in mind. I think we've got this guy, though. I think we've got him. He's grounded to avoid the torps. Okay. Very sensible. And down he goes. Awesome. Awesome. 92k damage, couple of sinkings, 5 citadels, and I've never used this ship before in my life, so pretty happy with this as a first go. Russian magic, right? That good old fat Russian magic. I mean, you'd never guess this was a Russian game, right? Honestly, I thought at the start that North Carolina broadside would have just absolutely dev-struck me out of a match, but the armor held strong. The shells went above and below my citadel, and I got away with it. Anyway, I'm not going to catch that cargo. I am absolutely loving the range of these shells, but unfortunately the turpits beat me to it. Nice. Awesome game. Great ship. I can thoroughly recommend. It's a shame she hasn't got HE, but the AP is strong in this one. She's got that Russian AP improved angles thing going on. It's easy to do well in this ship, I think. Thoroughly enjoyed that. That was quite a fun match. Okay, 29k on the turpits. That was all AP. 25k on the Auckland. That was all citadels, pretty much. North Carolina, 34k. Yeah. Yeah, you see, 92,634. 92,634. That was all AP damage. I had the 160% on. Hence almost 1 million credits made. So not a bad little earner. My name's Lone Gun, and this has been the Pozharsky. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.